And I mean, even if you think about the country of where these allegations are made, like for example, here in America, where I'm currently visiting, they have something called the Statute of Limitation, which says that in the case of allegations of rape between adults and there's no DNA evidence, there's a limit of taking criminal action with the police, for example, of 10 years. However, in the UK, where these allegations are being made, there is no statute of limitation. So a victim could hypothetically report to the police 90 years after the incident happened. Now, in addition to the charges he's facing in the United Kingdom, he's also facing a civil lawsuit in the United States. An individual currently suing Russell Brand claims that he followed her to a bathroom where he assaulted her while on the set filming the movie Arthur in 2011. The individual told the court, as a result of the sexual abuse, I suffered and continue to suffer extreme embarrassment, shame, and fear. And interestingly, just a few days ago, Russell actually pleaded with that court in New York, it is, I believe, asking the judge if this civil lawsuit could be put on pause and wait until the outcome of the criminal investigation that's happening in the United Kingdom, which kind of implies that he knew that this was coming to a head. So, what happens now? Well, we know that on the 2nd of May, he will appear in court where the charges will be formally read to him. And it's at that point where they will decide whether he can go out on bail or be put in jail until his next court date. In that next court date, he will likely plead not guilty, since he has previously denied all allegations. And then if he does, he will then go before a jury. Now, I imagine this is going to be a long, drawn-out process, but if he is found guilty, he will most likely go to jail because, of course, the severity of these charges. And if he is not found guilty, well, then he will go free. And this is where it becomes seriously controversial, because on the one hand, you got people saying things like, he speaks out about the government on a daily basis and has done for years. Do you really think he's done these heinous crimes, or is it the easiest way to destroy him? If you speak out against the system, they will attempt to destroy you. While on the other side, you have people saying, that's why he went full on religion. He is trying to say they are attacking me on my religion and politics. People got to realize him being against the elite was the grift to keep people on his side and to not trust the media when the allegations inevitably come to light, and it's worked so many defenders. But what does Russell himself say on the whole situation? Well, about an hour after the news broke, he posted this on Twitter, simply titled, "My Response."
Hello. Firstly, thank you for these incredible and overwhelming messages of support. We're very fortunate in a way to live in a time where there's so little trust in the British government. We're very fortunate, I suppose, that this is happening at a time where we know that the law has become a kind of weapon to be used against people, institutions, and sometimes entire nations that will not accept and tolerate levels of corruption that are unprecedented. I'm speaking particularly to those of you that are watching this in the UK. How do you feel about your legal system right now? How do you feel about some of the high-profile cases that are not being pursued and prosecuted? How do you feel that the Southport murders were handled? How do you feel about the government of Keir Starmer? Now, that's just sort of general context. Me, I've always told you guys that when I was young and single, before I had my wife and family, who were just out of shot over there, my beautiful children, I was a fool, man. I was a fool before I lived in the light of the Lord. I was a drug addict, a sex addict, and an imbecile. But what I never was a rapist. I've never engaged in non-consensual activity. I pray that you can see that by looking in my eyes. And of course, I'm now going to have the opportunity to defend these charges in court, and I'm incredibly grateful for that. In the meantime, you lot, stay free, and we will be continuing to discuss this matter.
But I guess that's all we have for today. Let's wait for the legal system to come to their own conclusions before we say innocent or guilty. I love you all. I'm still out here in America, but I will, of course, be here for the news roundup Monday or Tuesday. We'll see how things go. But until then,